97% of every species that ever walked this planet went extinct before they ever controlled fire. We didn't. But what if that was just luck? Without fire, the human brain never fully develops. Scientists believe cooking literally rewired our skulls over 400,000 years. No fire means no cooked food. No cooked food means a smaller brain, and a smaller brain means you're not watching this video. You don't exist. So the real question isn't what the world looks like without fire. It's whether anything that makes us human survives without it. Let's start with something a little unsettling. Without fire, we don't cook food. And without cooking food, here's the part that genuinely surprised me. Our brains probably never get this big. There's this theory, championed by primatologist Richard Wrangham, called the cooking hypothesis. And the basic idea is this: raw food takes enormous energy to digest. Your gut is working overtime. Your body is burning calories just to break down tough, fibrous, raw meat and plants. Cooking essentially pre-digests food for you. It unlocks more calories, faster, with less effort. So what happened over thousands of years? Our guts shrank, and the energy that used to go toward digestion got redistributed to our brains, which are extremely expensive organs to run. They consume something like 20% of our body's total energy. You basically need cooked food to sustain a brain this size. Without fire, we're probably still walking around with smaller brains, bigger guts, stronger jaws. More like our primate cousins. Which isn't an insult to primates, they're incredible. But it's a very different kind of creature. Not one writing YouTube scripts, let's put it that way. And this matters, I think, because it's a reminder that intelligence isn't inevitable. It's not like evolution was always heading towards smart, upright humans. We got here because of a specific, almost accidental chain of events. Fire was one of them, maybe the biggest one. Here's something I find genuinely haunting. Without fire, we never own the night. Think about how much of human civilization is built around what we do after dark. Music, storytelling, philosophy, relationships. So much of that happens in the evening, gathered together. Fire made that possible. It pushed back predators. It extended the usable hours of the day. It turned nighttime from a period of pure vulnerability into something almost sacred. Without it, you're prey after sundown, full stop. Large predators, lions, hyenas, saber-toothed cats, depending on the era, they own the dark, so you hide, you climb trees, you stay absolutely still and quiet and hope for the best. There's a researcher named Andrew Sorensen who studies the cognitive leap that happened when humans started controlling fire. And one of the things he points out is that sitting around a fire together, just existing together in warmth and light, is probably where a huge amount of human social bonding happened. Language got richer, stories got longer. We started asking bigger questions. Why are we here? What happens when we die? Those questions, philosophy, religion, meaning-making, they might literally be campfire inventions. Without the fire, without those long shared nights, do we even develop complex language at the same pace? I'm honestly not sure we do. Okay, let's zoom out even further, because here's where it gets really wild. No fire means no metalworking, and no metalworking means no tools beyond stone and bone. No plows, no swords, no nails, no engines. The entire Industrial Revolution. Gone, obviously. But even before that, the agricultural revolution becomes almost impossible at scale. You can't clear large forests without fire. You can't fire clay pots to store grain. You can't smelt copper or iron. Basically, without fire, civilization as we understand it, cities, trade, writing, science, probably doesn't happen. Not because humans aren't smart enough to want those things, but because the foundational infrastructure just isn't there. And here's the quietly sobering part of that thought. We often talk about human ingenuity like it's this unstoppable force. Like, if it wasn't fire, we would have figured out something else. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe some innovations are genuinely singular. Maybe fire was the door, and without it, we're just another great ape. Clever and social and fascinating, but not civilizational. I think that's worth sitting with for a second, because it makes the discovery feel less like a given and more like a miracle. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Fire didn't just change what we could do. It changed how we understood ourselves. When a human controls fire, something shifts in the brain. You are now an entity that bends the natural world to your will. You take a force of nature, something that wildfire makes terrifying, and you harness it. You carry it. You choose when it lives and when it dies. That's not a small thing psychologically. That's the beginning of the idea that humans can be agents in the world, not just subjects of it. That's the root of every scientific experiment, every building constructed, every field planted, the mindset that says, I can shape reality. Without fire, without that early experience of genuine mastery over nature, I wonder if that mindset ever fully develops. Maybe we stay in a more reactive posture, responding to the world rather than reshaping it, surviving rather than building. And honestly, That makes me look at every hard-won skill, every small act of creation in my own life, differently. There's a long, long line of humans who slowly learned that they could do something, that they weren't helpless. Fire was the first proof. So, a world without fire. No cooked food, so no big brains. No safe nights, so no rich social lives. No metalworking, so no civilization. And maybe most importantly, no early experience of bending nature to human will, so a very different kind of psychology altogether. What strikes me most, sitting with all of this, is how thin the margin was, how easily it could have not happened. One different afternoon, one different pair of hands, and the whole story changes. But it did happen, and every warm meal, every lit room, every moment of sitting with people you love in the evening, that's the legacy of it. That's thousands of years of accumulated luck and discovery landing in your lap tonight. So the next time you feel like you've been given nothing, like you're starting from zero, remember you're actually starting from fire. And that's already an almost impossibly good head start. Subscribe to the channel. Every week, we publish fascinating videos about everything imaginable, from hidden mysteries and shocking discoveries to stories that will completely change the way you see the world. Don't miss the next one.